This set of videos is aimed at helping you to master some of the skills that you will need to do the practical exercises. So I will encourage you to look at the videos and then download the data from eFundi, which will be in a zip folder, and unzip the zip folder to your hard drive or external drive or wherever, and then practice what I did in the video, replicate it in order to make sure that you master the skills necessary for the practical exercises. Alright, so I should just say from the start, I'm not going to edit the video, so I might be stuttering at times, but I'm just going to continue. So the idea is just for you to get an idea of how the software works. Let's start off. Okay, the first video I showed you how to open ArcMap. So upon opening, this is the windows that you will see. The ArcMap getting started, this window here, will allow you to select maps that you already worked with. You can see there's a few maps that I've been busy with: conflict analysis, Leandra, overview map, etc. So if I want to open one of them again, I will click on it and open. Okay, but for the sake of this exercise, we're going to start a new map. So I'm just going to say cancel. I also just want to point out there are templates offered by ArcMap. I do not encourage you to use the templates. Alright, these are really bad templates in terms of the layout, so I don't encourage you to use the templates. So rather just start off with a new map, and especially for the practicals, I want you to master the skill of creating your own map. So I can immediately see if you use the template, so just don't do it. Okay, so you're going to lose marks if you're going to use some of the templates. Alright, so I'm going to say cancel. It's opening. Okay, now I've got a new blank map. There's nothing here. I've got the ArcMap interface. Yours might look a bit different from mine, alright, because these toolbars are movable. You can move them around all over the place, so there's not a fixed layout for ArcMap. You can play around, so you can have them hovering, or you can embed them on your toolbar. So there's different ways in which you can arrange them, and you can turn them on and off. Alright, but for now the important ones you need to have there is the basic navigation one, the basic ArcMap tools, and the layout tools. So if you right click here on the taskbar, you can see it gives you an option of all the different toolbars that are available. We're going to work with some of them later, like editor, etc. For now, you need to have a layout there, you need to have the standard toolbar there, and you need to have tools there. So those are the three that needs to be selected. Okay, so this is ArcMap. It's open now. This area we call the map window, or the display area. This is where your geographic data will be displayed. On this side we have a table of contents. Alright, and the table of contents is where you will see all the different data layers that you are working with in an exercise. So in order to start, we need to add data to ArcMap. We need to add layers here that we can now use. There's two ways in which you can do it. The one option is to use the catalog tree that's on the right hand side. If it's not displaying, you can click on Windows and you click on catalog, and then you will see the catalog tree being added here. Alright, so the catalog tree is like a kind of think of it as a Windows Explorer option, alright, where you can navigate to a specific folder and see all the data that's available in that folder database, and you can add them to ArcMap. To use the catalog, the first and most important step is to link the required hard drives to the catalog. You will see whether you have a folder called folder connections. If I open my folder connections, you can see I have a C drive here, F, J, H. All my drives are connected. Initially, all your drives might not be connected, and depending on how your computer is set up. So you might need to connect your drives first. And to do that, you click on this little icon there, connect to folder. It's the folder with the little plus. Alright, so you click on that, and then you navigate to the folder where your data, or the drive to where your data is stored. Maybe you're using a flash drive external, then you're going to go to computer and you're going to find that external drive. You're going to click on it, you're going to say OK, and then you will see it will be added here to ArcMap. or rather to the catalog tree. Okay, now you can see I already have a C drive, so I'm not going to go through this exercise, but what you will do is you will go to computer, you will locate your drive where your data is stored, you're going to click on it, you're going to say okay, and you will see it will be added here. Alright, so maybe I can, for the sake of the exercise, let me locate a folder so you can see how this works. So I'm going to click on the connect to folder. For this tutorial, I've got the data stored in a Dropbox folder that I'm using. So let's see if I can locate it. It's going to be on my computer, it's going to be on the C drive, it's going to be on users, there, and there's a Dropbox folder. Okay, so I want to use my work folder. It will be here, Geography 311, the year is 2017, module practical. So I'm just going to link it to the practicals folder, because that's where all the data for all these practical tutorials are stored. I'm going to say okay, and now if I go back to the catalog tree, if I open this, you can see there's a folder that's been linked, and it's called, it's the whole path that I followed to get there. Okay, so now it's easy to add data from there. I open it up. We're busy with practical 1, busy with the tutorials. I have tutorial data. This is tutorial 1.2, and there are 2 layers that I'm going to add for this tutorial. So what I can now do is I can click on just the scores, left click and hold and drag it over, and just give it a moment, and you see there it is displayed. Or I can click on both of them at the same time by click on one, hold control, hold the other one, shift. No, it doesn't allow me to do it now. Okay, it usually did. Okay, forget that, you're going to add them one by one then. Alright, so this is now I can just drag on province new, and it's displayed there. Okay, but let's start over. I want to show you a different way. I'm going to click there, that's a new map. So I'm clicking new map. It's going to ask me now if I want to create a new blank map. I'm going to say yes, a blank map. I do not want to save any changes, and it will open up a totally new map for me. Alright, so the other option I have is to use the add data function. Alright, so that's that little button there. You can click on add data. It opens up the add data window. This is the one that I usually use, and it just takes a while to load because I've got a lot of network drives connected to this computer. Alright, so now it by default opens on the last location where you added data from. Alright, so I want to now navigate back to the data or the folder that we just connected using our catalog. That's that one there. The same way as in catalog, I can use the connect to folder option to connect my folders for using add data. Alright, so you use the same principle. You can follow the route, go to the C drive, and then click for all the folders to get there, or I can just select my linked folder, practical 1, navigate a bit further, tutorial data, tutorial 1.2, and now I want to add, let's start with, I can select both of them and add. Alright, so you can select all the data you want and add it. So it's a faster way maybe to add your data if you use the add data function. But what I want to do now is I'm first just going to add province new. Alright, you might have seen earlier when I added just the scores, it gave me an error due to a spatial reference error. Okay, so that's something we're going to look at now. For now, let's just add province new. I add it and I see, okay, this is the provinces of South Africa, and it shows it in the default color. It's got a default palette of colors that it uses for the data you add. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is just show you some of the navigation tools in ArcMap. These are the ones here. So there's you basically zoom in, you click on it, select it, the icon will change. You left click, hold, and drag. Left click, hold, and drag, release, and it zooms in and out. Zoom out, zooms in, zoom out works the same. And there's also the option to fixed zoom in. You click on it and it just zooms in and out. The back button takes you back to your previous extent. Alright, for instance, I'm here now and I zoom in there, but I want to move back to my previous extent. I just click there or forward to the one I was just at. Then there's this little globe here. This is an important one. This is zoom to full extent. And then there's the little hand, it's span. You click and hold, left click and hold, and then you can move your data around. What often happens to students, something like this: oh, I lost my data. They usually ask me, where is my data? Then you just click zoom to full extent and you get your data back. It zooms back to the extent of all the data. Or you can right click on a layer and say zoom to layer, and it will zoom to the extent of that layer as well. So these are some of your basic navigation tools in ArcMap. You've also got your basic select tool. Yeah, that's that one there, where you click on a feature and now you can select the different provinces individually, and the one right next to it is to clear all selected features and nothing is selected anymore. But you will see in the next exercise why that is important. Okay, so now we've added the provinces for South Africa. If you right click on this, you'll see there's an option for properties for the dataset. Now remember, I right click on the data layer on province new. If you go to properties, it opens a property window, and if you then click on general, or rather on source, you will see the spatial reference information displayed. Okay, so now from this we can learn the province new dataset is in a geographic coordinate system. The geographic coordinate system, RTBS Duke 1994, that we discussed in class, and it uses the datum RTBS Duke 1994 as well. The prime meridian here is Greenwich and the angular unit is in degrees. Alright, so you can see now what we can learn from this is this data is not in a projected coordinate system at all. It is in a geographic coordinate system. Okay, but it does have spatial reference, so I'm not going to be able to do a lot of measurements and analysis with this. For that I need to project it first, which we will do, but for now note it's in a geographic coordinate system, RTBS Duke 1994. Now I'm going to click on add data again, and I'm going to add justice courts. I'm going to say OK, and if I right click on justice courts and I go to properties for justice courts, I will see the coordinate system is undefined. It's got no spatial reference. Remember what I told you in class, first step is always to establish what's the spatial reference information of my data. In this case I can now see justice courts does not have any spatial reference defined. But so I can see it does align with the province new data layer. Alright, you can see it aligns quite well with that. So I can make the assumption now it is in the same coordinate system. So I can assume that justice courts is also in geographic coordinate system RTBS Duke 1994. So what I now want to do is I want to change the spatial reference information for justice courts to be the same as province new. To do that, I'm going to use a tool. I'm going to click on Arc Toolbox. This is a toolbox that you can open. I click on that. Just give it a while to load and open up. In this toolbar, I've got data management tools, and I've got projections and transformations, and I've got an option define projection. So I'm going to double click this, open define projection. Define projection is a tool that you use if you know what the spatial reference should be. Okay, because justice courts and province new aligns quite well, I can assume they should be the same. So I'm going to select justice courts because I want to define a projection spatial reference to justice courts. So it selects it, and then I need to specify what's the spatial reference that I want to define. So I'm going to click there, and now you've got an option to navigate for all the available spatial reference systems, the geographic coordinate systems and the projected ones. But because I want it to be the same as province new, I can click on layers, and it automatically picks up that one of the layers here has got a coordinate system for RTBS Duke. I select that one because I know it needs to be RTBS Duke. I'm going to say OK. I say OK. The GIS runs the process of defining the projection for justice courts. It is done. I can say close, and if I open this one, you will find, oh sorry, not there. If I go to properties, you'll see it is defined now.